guy catch up to me. Oh no, I'm uncomfy! Welcome back to Doki Doki Literature Club. I've been having a nightmare trying to upload these, so I'm just gonna go ahead and do another episode before I can even get the last one out. Where we left off is the day before the festival. How convenient. Theory just gave us some depressing news, in probably the most literal sense of the word. Of all days, I expected this to be the one where I'd be walking to school with Sayori, but Sayori isn't answering her phone. I considered going to her house to wake her up, but decided that's a little too much. Meanwhile, the preparations for the event should be nearly complete. The banner Yuri and I painted is dry, and I gently rolled it up to take with me. She sent me a pleasant text reminding me not to forget anything, and I reassured her. Funnily enough, I probably feel the same way as Natsuki about the event. I'm more excited for it to be over so I can spend time with Sayori and Yuri at the festival. But knowing Monica, I'm sure the event will be great too. Horse, you're the first one here. Thanks for being early. That's funny, I thought at least Yuri would be here by now. Monica is placing little booklets on each of the desks in the classroom. They must be the ones she prepared that have all the poems we're performing. In the end, I found a random poem online that I thought Monica would like and submitted it. So that's the one I'll be performing. I'm surprised you didn't bring Sayori with you. I am too. Yeah, she overslept again. I should have woke her up. That dummy. You'd think that on days this important, she'd try a little harder. I say that, but I suddenly remember what Sayori told me yesterday. Oh, I just remembered. And I suddenly feel awful knowing it's not nearly that simple for her. I only said it because that's the way I'm used to thinking, but maybe I should have gone to wake her up after all. Oh, you think? You should take a little responsibility for her, horse. I mean, especially after your exchange with her yesterday. You kind of left her hanging this morning, you know? Exchange? Monica, you know about that? Of course I do. I'm the club president after all. But I stammer, embarrassed. How did Sayori really tell her about it that quickly? That we're a couple now? I didn't really plan on bringing it up with anyone yet. Jeez. You don't know the full story at all, so don't worry. I probably know a lot more than you think. Monica is being as friendly as usual, but for some reason I felt a chill down my spine after hearing that. Hey, do you want to check out the pamphlets? They came out really nice. Yeah, sure. I grabbed one of the pamphlets laid out on the desk. I just noticed there's no music playing. Oh yeah, they really did. Something like this will definitely help people take the club more seriously. Yeah, I thought so too. I flipped through the pages. Each member's poem is neatly printed on its own page, giving it an almost professional feel. I recognize Natsuki's and Yuri's poems from the ones they performed during our practice. What's this? I flipped to Sayori's poem. It's different from the one she practiced. It's one I haven't read before. Get out of my head, 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 get out of my head. Get out of my head before I do what I know is best for you. Get out of my head before I listen to everything she said to me. Get out of my head before I show you how much I love you. Get out of my head before I finish writing this poem. But a poem is never actually finished. It just stops moving. Uh uh What is this? Reading the poem, I get a pit in my stomach. A horse? What's wrong? Nothing. This poem feels completely different from everything else Sayori's written. That's not a poem, that's a cry for help. Go to... Oh my god. But more than that, I changed my mind. I'm going to go get Sayori. Thank you. Well, alright. Try not to take too long, okay? Monica... Monica, you just not see any issue with this? I quickly leave the classroom. Don't strain yourself. Monica calls that out after me. I quicken my pace. Now I'm gonna be sprinting. What was I thinking? I should have tried a little bit harder for Sayori. It's not a big deal to at least wait for her or help her wake up. Even the simple gesture of waking her up to school makes her really happy. Besides, I told her yesterday that things will be the same as they've always been. That's all she needs, and that's what I want to give her. I reach Sayori's house and knock on the door. I don't expect an answer since she's not picking up her phone either. Like yesterday, I opened the door and let myself in. There's still no music. Sayori, she really is a heavy sleeper. I swallow. I can't believe I ended up doing this after all. Waking her up in her own house. That really is something that a boyfriend would do, isn't it? In any case, it just feels right. Outside Sayori's room, I knocked on her door. Sayori, wake up, dummy. There's no response. I didn't really want to have to enter a room like this. Isn't it kind of a breach of privacy? But she really leaves me no choice. I gently open the door. Oh, no. How unfortunate. What the hell? What the hell? Is this a nightmare? It has to be. This isn't real. There's no way this can be real. Sayori wouldn't do this. Everything was normal up until a few days ago. That's why I can't believe what my eyes are showing me. I suppressed the urge to vomit. Like, just yesterday, I told Sayori I'd be there for her. I told her I know what's best and everything will be okay. Then why? Why would she do this? How could I be so helpless? What did I do wrong? Confessing to her, I shouldn't have confessed to her. That's not what Sayori needed at all. She even told me how painful it is for others to care about her. Then why did I confess to her and make her feel even worse? Why was I so selfish? This is my fault. My swarming thoughts keep telling me everything I could have done to prevent this. If I just spent more time with her, walked her to school, and remained friends with her, like it always has been, then I could have prevented this. I know I could have prevented this. Screw the literature club, screw the festival. I just lost my best friend. Someone I grew up with. She's gone forever now. Nothing I do can bring her back. This isn't some game where I can reset and try something different. I only had one chance, and I wasn't careful enough. And now I'll carry this guilt with me until I die. Nothing in my life is worth more than hers. But I still couldn't do what she needed from me. And now, I can never take it back. Never. 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 End. Oh my, that's... it's been a while since I've seen this. This is horrifying. Do I load? I don't know what to do. Should I exit? I'm gonna exit for now. Okay, we got new music. I don't know which one it is. I want to check the files. Happy thoughts, that PNG. I don't... Oh! Oh, that's unsettling. So it doesn't alert me that there's new files. Cool. Script. Oh geez, I didn't break anything, did I? Hold on a sec. I can probably fix this. I think actually no, it's probably be a lot easier if I just lead her. She's the one who's making this so difficult. Well, here goes nothing. Excuse me? Who is this? Dangerous another date. Yeah, this is just that. Characters. Oh, yeah, someone's missing from here. Can I open these? I'm able to open. Okay. Game. Okay, so Sayori's winning merge is still here. Saves are still here. That's interesting. There's no. That might just be an oversight. Can I open this? No, I can't. Internal. Backup. System. I'm not gonna be able to open these. I can only open text documents. Okay. Is that the state of Virginia on that file? Well, that's horrifying. Is that Sayori? Okay. Pictures. Did I get any new pictures? No? Okay, good. I really didn't want that picture. Let's try going back into the game. Yep, oh, Okay, what if I hit this? I mean, I'm sure I can... Yeah, I can just load that, so... Oh, that's uncomfy. A seeing annoying girl running towards me from the distance, waving her arms in the air like she's totally oblivious to any attention she might draw to herself. That girl is Igausigalia, my neighbor and good friend since we were children. You know, the kind of friend you'd never see yourself making today, but it just kind of works out because you've known each other for so long. We used to walk to school together on days like this, but starting around high school, she would oversleep more and more frequently, and I would get tired of waiting up. But if she's gonna chase after me like this, I'd almost feel better off running away. However, I'd just sign idle in front of the crosswalk and let guy catch up to me. Oh no, I'm uncomfy! Crash, please, for the love of God, crash! It's an ordinary school day like any other. Mornings are usually the worst, being surrounded by couples and friend groups walking to school together. Meanwhile, I've always walked to school alone. Oh my god, that's scary. I'm scared. God. I always tell myself it's about time I meet some girls or something like that, but I have no motivation to join any clubs. I'm perfectly content just getting by on the average while spending my free time on games and anime. There's always the anime club, but it's not like things would... God, I'm shook. But it's not like there'd be any girls in it anyway. The school day is as ordinary as ever, and it's over before I know it. After I pack up my things, I stare blankly at the wall, looking for an ounce of motivation. Clubs. There really aren't any that interest me. Besides, most of them will probably be way too demanding for me to want to deal with. I guess I have no choice but to start with the anime club. Horse? Oh, okay, hey, Monica! Monica? Oh my goodness, I totally didn't expect to see you here. It's been a while, right? Ah, yeah, it has. Monica smiles sweetly. We do know each other. Well, we rarely talk, but she's in the same class. But we were in the same class last year. Monica was probably the most popular girl in class. Smart, beautiful, athletic, basically completely out of my league. So having her smile at me so genuinely feels a little, wait, what did you come in here for? Anyway. Oh, I've just been looking for some supplies to use for my club. Do you know if there's any construction paper in here? Or markers? I guess you could check the closet. You're in the debate club, right? About that. I actually quit the debate club. Really? You quit? Yeah. To be honest, I can't stand all the politics around the major clubs. It feels like nothing but arguing about budget and publicity and how to prepare for events. I'd much rather take something I personally enjoy and make something special out of it. In that case, what club did you decide? What club did you decide to join? Actually, I'm starting a new one. A literature club. Literature? That sounds kind of dull. Oh, it has not been dull in the slightest. How many members do you have so far? It's kind of embarrassing, but there are only 3 of us so far. It's really hard to find new members for something that sounds so boring. Well, I can see that. But it's really not boring at all, you know? Literature can be anything. Reading, writing, poetry. I mean, one of my members even keeps her manga collection in the club room. Wait, really? Yeah, it's funny, right? She always insists that manga is literature too. I mean, she's not wrong, I guess. Why'd the music stop? And besides, a member's a member, right? Did Monica say she? Hmm. Hey, horse. By any chance, are you still looking for a club to join? I mean, I guess so, but in that case, is there any chance you could do me a big favor? I won't ask you to join, but if you could at the very least visit my club, it would make me really happy. Please? Well, I guess I have no reason to refuse. Besides, how could I ever refuse someone like Monica? Sure, I guess I could check it out. Awesome. You're really sweet, horse, you know that? Yeah, it's nothing, really. Shall we go then? I'll look for the materials another time. You're more important. And thus, today marks the day I sold my soul to Monica and her irresistible smile. I better sell my soul to the cupcake. I dejectedly follow Monica across the school and upstairs, a section of the school I rarely visit. Monica, full of energy, swings open the classroom door. Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh. Oh. I love horror, but this is something different. Oh my god. I'm ready, like, alright, games like Resident Evil, you're ready for it. You go in ready for it. You're in the mood the whole time. This is different. It's different playing it too, because this is the original game. I've watched the original game fully through back when it came out 4 years ago. This is a different experience. If you haven't played this game, I fully recommend playing it yourself. Give it a little time after you watch a playthrough and go play it for yourself, because it's a different experience. Especially if you can be a little jumpy. I'm back, and I brought a guest with me. Oh my god. I'm scared to hit next. A guest? Seriously? You brought a boy? Oh no, I'm remembering what's gonna happen. Oh my god. I need to close my door. Seriously? You brought a boy? Way to kill it. I got put. I'm sweating bullets. God. Way to kill the atmosphere. Don't be mean, Natsuki. But oh, it skipped again. Oh my god, I am on edge. I don't know if I'm only 15 minutes into this. Oh my god. I do these for an hour at a time. I can't do it that long. I have to. Oh my god. But anyway, welcome to the club, horse. Oh my god. All words escape me in this situation. Oh my god. This club is full of incredibly cute girls. So let me guess, you're Monica's boyfriend, right? What? No, I'm not. Natsuki, the girl with the sour attitude, whose name is apparently Natsuki, is one I don't recognize. Oh my god, I have my back turned towards my entire... Why am I so scared? It's just glitchy, it's not... Oh my god. Her small figure makes her look like a first-year student. Anyway, this is Natsuki, energetic as usual. And this is Yuri, vice president. Okay, so Yuri got... Well, I guess she was second to the club, if you don't count Sayori. Oh god. This is a different game. It's nice. So I forgot she has a voice. I had to ditch the voices. It's nice to meet you. Yuri, who appears comparably more mature and timid, seems to have a hard time keeping up with someone like Natsuki. Yeah, it's nice to meet both of you. So I ran into Horse in a classroom, and he decided to come check out the club. Isn't that great? Wait, Monica, didn't I tell you not to... Didn't I tell you to let me know in advance before you brought anyone new? I was going to, well, you know, what, make cupcakes? Sorry, I didn't forget that, but I just happened to run into him. In that case, I should at least make some tea, right? Yeah, that would be great. Why don't you come sit down, Horse? The girls have a few desks arranged to form a table. Yuri walks to the corner of the room and opens the closet. Meanwhile, Monica and Natsuki sit across from each other. Still feeling awkward, I take a seat next to Monica. So, I know you didn't really plan on coming here. but we'll make sure you feel right at home, okay? As president of the literature club, it's my duty to make the club fun and exciting for everyone. I'm surprised there aren't more people in the club yet. It must be hard to start a new club. You could put it that way. Not many people are very interested in putting out all the effort to start something brand new, especially when it's something that doesn't grab your attention, like literature. You have to work hard to convince people that you're both fun and worthwhile, but it makes school events like the festival that much more important. I'm confident that we can all really grow this club before we graduate. Right, Natsuki? Well, I guess. Natsuki reluctantly agrees, but such different girls all interested in the same goal. Monica must have worked really hard just to find these two. Yuri returns to the table, carrying a tea set. She carefully places a teacup in front of each of us before setting down the teapot in the middle. You keep a whole tea set in the classroom? Don't worry, the teachers gave us permission. After all, doesn't a hot cup of tea help you enjoy a good book? I guess. Don't let yourself get intimidated. Yuri's just trying to impress you. That's not insulted. Yuri looks away. I mean, you know. I believe you. Well, tea and reading might not be a pastime for me, but I at least enjoy tea. I'm glad. Yuri faintly smiles to herself in relief. So, Horse, what kind of things do you like to read? Well, considering how little I've read in the past few years, I don't really have a good way of answering that. Manga? I mutter quietly to myself, half joking. Natsuki's head suddenly perks up. It looks like she wants to say something, but she keeps quiet. Nah, not much of a reader, I guess. Well, that can change. What am I saying? I spoke without thinking after seeing Yuri's sad smile. Anyway, what about you, Yuri? Well, let's see. Yuri traces the rim of her teacup with her finger. My favorites are usually novels that build deep and complex fantasy worlds. This is a somewhat deep and somewhat complex fantasy world. The level of creativity and craftsmanship behind them is amazing to me. And telling a good story in such a foreign world is equally impressive. Yuri goes on, clearly passionate about her reading. She seems so reserved and timid since the moment I walked in, but it's obvious by the way her eyes light up that she finds her comfort in the world of books, not people. But you know, I like a lot of things. Stories with deep psychological elements usually immerse me as well. Huh. Man, I can't see myself playing something with deep psychological elements and getting immersed. Isn't it amazing how a writer can so deliberately take advantage of your own lack of imagination to completely throw you for a loop? I've been thrown for a loop, alright. Anyway, I've been reading a lot of horror lately. I read a horror book once. I read a horror visual novel as well. I desperately grasp something I can relate to at the minimal level. At this rate, Yuri might as well be having a conversation with a rock. I expect that from you, Yuri. It suits your personality. Oh, is that so? Really, if a story makes me think or takes me to another world, then I really can't put it down. Real horror is often very successful at changing the way you look at the world, if only for a brief moment. Ugh, I hate horror. Oh, why is that? Well, Natsuki's eyes dart over to me for a split second. Never mind. That's right, you usually like to write about cute things, don't you, Natsuki? What? What gives you that idea? You left a piece of scrap paper behind last club meeting. It looks like you were working on a poem called... Don't say it out loud! And give it back! Fine. Natsuki, you write your own poems? Well, I guess sometimes. Why do you care? I think that's impressive. Why don't you share them sometime? No! Natsuki averts her eyes. You wouldn't like them. Not a very confident writer yet? You can tell I'm starting to get comfortable again because I'm slipping on my words. And my guard's falling. It's gonna get me, I know it. God, Monica, the eye is staring through my soul. I understand how Natsuki feels. Sharing that level of writing takes more than just confidence. The truest form of writing is writing to oneself. You must be willing to open up to your readers, exposing your vulnerabilities, and showing even the deepest reaches of your heart. Do you have writing experience too, Yuri? Maybe if you share some of your work, you can set an example and help Natsuki feel comfortable enough to share hers. I guess it's the same for Yuri. We all sit in silence for a moment. Hey, I just got an idea. How about this? Natsuki and Yuri look quizzically at Monica. Let's all go home and write a poem of our own. Then, next time we meet, we all share them with each other. That way, everyone is even. I mean, I thought it was a good idea. Well, I think you're right, Monica. We should probably start finding activities for all of us to participate in together. I did decide to take on the responsibility of vice president after all. I need to do my best to nurture the club as well as its members. Besides, now that we have a new member, it seems like a good step for us to take. Do you agree as well, Horace? Hold on, there's still one problem. What's that? Now that I've reached the most important topic, I bluntly come forth with what's been on my mind the entire time. I never said I would join this club. Monica may have convinced me to stop by, but I never made any decision. I still have other clubs to look at, and, I lose my train of thought. All three girls stare back at me with dejected eyes. But, I'm sorry, I thought, the girls exchange glances before Monica turns back to me. I guess I need to tell you the truth, Horace. The thing is, we don't have enough members yet to form an official club. We need 4. And I've been trying really, really hard to find new members. If we don't find one more before the festival, I'm defenseless against these girls. How am I supposed to make a clear-headed decision when it's like this? I would feel terrible for letting everyone down in this situation. And besides, the club itself seems pretty relaxed. So if writing poems is the price I need to pay in order to spend every day with these beautiful girls... Right. Okay, I've decided then. Now join the literature club. One by one, the girls' eyes light up. Oh my goodness, really? Do you really mean that, Horse? Yeah, it could be fun, right? You really did scare me for a moment. I mean, if you really just left after all this, I would be super pissed. Horse, I'm so happy. We can become an official club now. Thank you so much for this, you're really amazing. I'll do everything I can to give you a great time, okay? Ah, thanks, I guess. Okay, everyone. I think with that, we can officially end today's meeting on a good note. Everyone remember tonight's assignment? Write a poem to bring to the next meeting so we can all share. Monica looks over at me once more. Horse, I look forward to seeing how you express yourself. Yeah, can I really impress the class star Monica with my mediocre writing skills? I already feel the anxiety welling up inside me. Meanwhile, the girls continue to chit-chat as Yuri cleans up the tea set. I guess I'll be on my way then. Okay, I'll see you tomorrow then. I can't wait. With that, I depart the club room and make my way home. The whole way, my mind wanders back and forth between the 3 girls. Natsuki, Yuri, and of course, Monica. Will I really be happy spending every day after school in a literature club? Perhaps I'll have the chance to grow closer to one of these girls. Alright, I just need to make the most of my circumstances, and I'm sure good fortune will find me. And I guess that starts with writing a poem tonight. Okay. You've unlocked a special poem. Would you like to read it? Yes. No. Skip. Go. Leave. Go back. Normal, please. Okay. This is... Oh my god, this is so different. Alright, it's Jumpy! Yeah, I'm Jumpy, alright. Suicide, hopeless. Frightening. It's unrestrained. Doki Doki, I have to. Depression. Yay. Ocean. Tragedy. Boop. Misfortune. Defeat. Secretive. Unending. Tenacious. Grief. Climax. Lust. Rain Cloud. Horror. Okay. Okay. Hey, I'm gonna take a Oh, my saves are gone. Well, I guess I did hit new game. I thought it would keep my saves. Alright, we'll go here. Wait, that save was taken just now. Okay. Hi again, horse. Glad to see you didn't run away on us. Nah, don't worry. This might be a little strange for me, but I at least keep my word. Well, I'm back at the literature club. I was the last to come in, so everyone else is already hanging out. Oh, no. Okay, that wasn't so. That was mild. That was. Thanks for keeping your promise, horse. I hope this isn't too overwhelming of a commitment for you. Making you dive headfirst into literature when you're not accustomed to it. Oh my god! Oh my god! I'm too jumpy. How much? I have a half an hour left. Oh, come on, like he deserves any slack. You already had to be dragged here by Monica. I don't know if he planned to just come here and hang out or what. But if, the music changed. The music changed. Wait, is the classroom wait, is things... Is it just me or is the classroom shifted? Everything looks tilted like a Dutch angle. That might have to do with the height difference too. But if you don't take it seriously, then you won't see the end of it. Monica, you're blocking the text! Natsuki certainly has, have a big mouth for someone who keeps her Natsuki, you certainly have a big mouth for someone who keeps her manga collection in the club room. Natsuki finds herself stuck between saying Monica and manga. Manga is literature. Swiftly defeated, Natsuki flops back into her seat. I'm sorry, horse. We'll make sure to put your comfort first, okay? Yuri shoots Natsuki with a disappointed glance. Anyway, now that you're in a club and all, perhaps you might have interest in picking up a book to read? Well, I can't really say no either way. Like you said, I'm in this club now. So it only feels right for me to be doing something like that if you ask. No, it feels more it feels tilted still. Am I crazy or is the room tilted? What? Wait. I didn't mean it. I didn't mean it like that. If you don't really want to, then forget I say anything, I guess. Oh no, it's not that, Yuri. I want to try to be a part of this club, so even if I don't read often, I'll be happy to pick up a book if you want me to. Are you sure? It just felt like, well, as vice president and all, that I should help you get started on something you might like. Yuri reaches into a bag and pulls out a book. I didn't want you to feel left out, so I picked out a book I thought you might enjoy. It's a short read, so it should keep your attention, even if you don't usually read. And we could, you know, discuss it if you wanted. This is... How's this girl accidentally being so cute? She even picked out a book she thinks I like, despite me not reading much. Yuri, thank you, I'll definitely read this. I enthusiastically take the book. Phew. Well, you can read it at your own pace. I look forward to hearing what you think. The room was tilted! I wasn't crazy! It was, like, heavily tilted. It just straightened out. Alright. Now that everyone's settled in, I expect Monica to kick off some scheduled activities for the club. I'm not looking forward to... That doesn't seem to be the case. Yuri's face is already buried in the book. I can't help but notice her intense expression, like she was waiting for this chance. Meanwhile, Natsuki is rummaging around in the closet. I'm really curious to talk to Yuri a little bit more, but at the same time, I feel bad for distracting her from her reading. I catch a glimpse of the cover of her book. It looks like the same book that she lent to me. More than that, it seems like she's on the first few pages. Ah, crap. I think she knows me looking at her. She sneaks another glance at me, and our eyes meet for a split second. But that only makes her hide her face deeper in her book. God. I'm still on edge of it. I'm still tense a bit. Sorry. I was just spacing out. I muttered this, sensing I made her uncomfortable. Oh. It's fine. If I was focused, then I probably wouldn't have noticed in the first place. But I'm just rereading a bit of this, so... Wait, her eyes are drifting away. It's the book you gave me, right? Her eyes are drifting away. No. No, God, why is it so unsettling? Oh my God, that's so unsettling. Her eyes drifting off. I wanted to reread some of it. Okay, it's back. Oh my God, this is terrifying. Oh my God. Not for any particular reason. I'm just curious. How come you have 2 copies of the same book? Well, when I stopped at the bookstore yesterday, that's not what I meant. I mean, I just happened to buy 2 of them. I see. There's something fairly obvious here that Yuri isn't telling me, but I decided to let it go. I'll definitely start reading it soon. I'm glad to hear. Once it starts to pick up, you might have a hard time putting it down. It's a very engaging and relatable story. Is that so? What's the story about anyway? Well, I look at the cover of the book. The book is titled Portrait of Markov. There's an ominous-looking eye symbol on the front cover. Basically, it's about this religious camp that was turned into a human experiment prison. Sounds like Outlast. Or Outlast 2. And the people trapped there have this trait that turns them into killing machines that lust for blood. But the facility gets even worse, and they start selectively breeding people by cutting off their limbs and affixing them to... Oh, that might be a little bit of a spoiler. But anyway, I'm really into it. The book, I mean. Not the thing about the limbs. That's kind of... it's kind of dark, isn't it? You made it sound like it was going to be a nice story, so the dark turn came from nowhere. Huh. Wow. Did I catch that the first time, or... Yeah, the dark turn came from nowhere, alright. Are you not a fan of that sort of thing, Horse? No, it's not that. I mean, I can definitely enjoy this kinds of stories, so don't worry. I hope so. Yeah, I totally forgot that Yuri's into those things. She's so shy and reclusive on the outside, but her mind seems to be completely different. It's just that this kind of story. It's the kind of thing that challenges you to look at life from a strange new perspective. When horrible things happen, not just because someone wants to be evil, but because the world is full of horrible people and we're all worthless anyway. Then suddenly... I'm rambling, aren't I? Not again. Oh. I'm gonna have nightmares tonight. I'm sorry. Hey, don't apologize. I haven't lost interest or anything. Well, I guess it's alright then. But I feel like I should let you know that I have this problem. When I let things like books and writing fill my thoughts, my whole body gets I kind of forget to pay attention to other people. So I'm sorry if I end up... Can I check that in history? I don't know if I had it... Well... Nope, it's not in history. So I'm sorry if I end up saying something strange. You said something strange, alright. And please stop me if I start talking too much. That's... I really don't think you need to worry. That just means you're passionate about reading. The last thing I can do is listen. The least I can do is listen. It's a literature club, after all. That's true. In fact, I might as well get started reading it, right? Oh my god! Oh my god. Oh my god, it's such a different experience when you're playing it and you have the headphones on and it's like moderately loud. Oh god. The smallest things make me jump. Cause it's already like it's reached its black slimy fingers down into my spine and is tickling my nerves on end. Yes. I mean, you don't have to, but what are you saying? Let me just get the book. I quickly retrieved the book that I had put into my bag. Alright, it's fine if I sit here, right? I slip into the seat next to Yuri's. Yeah. Yeah. Are you sure? You seem a little apprehensive. I'd love to imagine, like, the player is just jumping around, like, going schizo with seeing a bunch of stuff that's not absolutely having freakouts for no reason, and they're just acting like it's completely normal. I'm sorry. It's not that I don't want you to. It's just something I'm not very used to. That is, reading in company with someone. I see. Well, just tell me if I end up distracting you or anything. Alright. I open the book and start the prologue. I still understand what Yuri means about reading in company. What? Don't we get a CG here? What's the... It's gonna... Oh, I'm scared. I am shook. It's as if I can feel a presence over my shoulder as I read. It's not a particularly bad thing, maybe a little distracting, but I feel somewhat comforting. I'm fully expecting something and I'm still not ready for it. Oh my god. Yuri's in the corner of my eye. I realize that she's not actually looking at her own book. No, 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 I don't wanna look. I don't wanna look. I don't wanna look. Oh my god, I really don't wanna look. I don't wanna look. It looks like she's reading from my book instead. Oh my god, I'm not... Oh my god. I'm balled up in my chair, like in the fetal position, holding my headphones off my head. I am so scared at what this is gonna be. Oh my god. Oh. No, I'm not letting it off the hook. I'm still expecting something. Sorry. I was just baiting in the feeling of your body heat. Something after that. Yuri, you really don't apologize a lot, do you? Okay, the text, I can deal with the text. The text isn't a problem. I do? I do? I don't really mean to. Sorry. I mean... Here, this should work, right? Oh no. No. I slide my desk up until it's against Yuri's and then hold my book between the two of them. I suppose so. Yuri timidly closes her own copy. Once we each lean in a bit, our shoulders are almost touching. It feels like my left arm is in the way, so instead I use my right hand to hold the book open. I guess it makes it kind of difficult to turn the page. Here. No, I'm not trusting it. I don't trust it. I don't trust it. I don't trust it. Yuri takes her left arm and holds the side of the book between her thumb and forefinger. It looks like it's more in front of her. I don't trust it. I do the same with my right arm, on the right side of the book. That way, I turn a page, and Yuri slides it under her thumb and flips it to her side. But in holding it like this, we're huddled even closer together than before. It's actually kind of distracting me. I don't see any... It's not... I can feel the warmth of Yuri's face. She's in the corner of my vision. Are you ready? To turn the page. Sorry. I think I got a bit distracted for a second. I glance over at Yuri's face again and our eyes meet. I don't know if I'll be able to keep up with her. That's okay. You're not used to reading, right? I don't mind being patient if it takes you a bit longer. It's probably the least I can do. Since you're so patient with me. Alright, I'm gonna put my headphones back on. I've gotta submit. I gotta give it my guard. Just let it... Put my guard down. Accept what's coming. Yeah, thanks. We continue reading. Yuri no longer asks me if I'm ready to turn the page. Instead, we just assume that she finished the page before me, so I turn it by my own volition. We continue the first chapter in silence. Even so, turning each page almost feels like an intimate exchange. My thumb gently letting go of the page, letting it flutter over to the other side. She catches it under her own thumb. Hey, Yuri? This might be a silly thought, but Oh my god, my phone. Oh my god. Bro, this technology! When I said, hey, Yuri, my iPhone went off. Oh my god. The main character kind of reminds me of you a little bit. Whoa, no. No, I don't relate to this character at all. I don't like that face you're giving me. It's a little out of character for you. Definitely not. Really? I was just thinking that the way she second guesses things she says and all that. That's what you're talking about. Sorry. I thought you meant something else about her. Something else? No, God, that's so out of place. Was that there before? That wasn't there before. Never mind. We didn't even get that far yet, so I don't know why that came to my head. Yuri, are you feeling alright? See, this is what I'm used to. Like, pretty blank. Yuri's been a little fidgety ever since we started reading. You can rest if you're feeling sick or something. Your breathing is a little more... Am I breathing? Yuri puts her hand on her chest, as if to feel her heartbeat. You and me both. I didn't even notice. Anyway, I'm fine. I just need some water. Alright, don't push yourself. Yuri stands up and practically rushes out of the classroom. What on earth was that about? A horse? Did something happen just now? I have no idea. Yuri was acting a little strange, I guess. So you don't know anything. Sorry, I can't say I do. Are you worried about her? Oh, no, not really. I was just making sure you didn't do anything to her. No, nothing. Don't worry, I believe you, Zoe. Yuri just does this sometimes. It's nothing alarming. Alright, if you say so. Anyway, why don't we start with sharing our poems with each other? Shouldn't we wait for Yuri? Well, she might be a while, so I figured we could start without her. Is it okay? Yeah, I was just asking. I stand up. I make a mental note of where I left off in the book and slip it back into my bag. Who should I show my poem to first? Monica. I should start with Monica. Yesterday, she seemed eager to read my poem, and I want her to know I'm putting in effort. Hi, horse. Having a good time so far? Yeah. Good. Glad to hear it. By the way, since you're new and everything, if you ever have any suggestions for the club, like new activities or things we can do better, I'm always listening. Don't be afraid to bring things up, okay? Alright, I'll keep that in mind. Of course, I'll be afraid to bring things up. I'm much better off just going with the flow until I'm more settled in. Anyway, want to share your poem with me? It's kind of embarrassing, but I guess I have to. Don't worry, horse. We're all a little embarrassed today, you know? But it's that sort of barrier that we'll all need to get past soon. Yeah, that's true. I hand Monica my poem. Great job, horse. I was going ooh in my head while reading it. It's really metaphorical. I'm not sure why, but I didn't expect you to go for something so deep. I guess I underestimated you. It's easiest for me to keep everyone's expectations low. That way, it always counts when I put in some effort. That's not very fair. Well, I guess it worked anyway. You know that Yuri likes this kind of writing, right? Writing that's full of imagery and symbolism? Sometimes I feel like Yuri's mind is totally detached from reality. I don't mean that like it's a bad thing, though. But sometimes I get the impression that she's totally given up on people. She spends so much time in her own head that it's probably a much more interesting place for her. That's why she gets so happy when you treat her with a lot of kindness. I don't think she's used to being indulged like that. She must be really starved for social interaction, so don't blame her for coming on a little strongly. Like earlier. I think if she gets too stimulated, she ends up withdrawing and looking for alone time. Suddenly the door opens. Yuri! I'm back. Did I miss anything? Not really. We all started sharing our poems with each other. Already? I'm sorry for being late. No need to apologize. We still have plenty of time, so I'm glad that you took all the time you needed. Alright. Thanks, Monica. I suppose I should get my poem now. Anyway, do you want to read my poem now? Don't worry, I'm not very good. You sound pretty confident for someone who claims to not be very good. Well, that's 'cause I have to sound confident. That doesn't mean I always feel that way, you know? I see. Well, let's read it then. Whoa. Hold on. Hohenwald. But he wasn't looking at me. Confused, I frantically glanced at my surroundings. But my burned eyes can no longer see color. Are there others in this room? Are they talking? Or are they simply poems on flat sheets of paper? The sound of frantic scrawling playing tricks on my ears. The room begins to crinkle, closing in on me. The air I breathe dissipates before it reaches my lungs. I panic. There must be a way out. It's right there. He's right there. Swallowing my fears, I brandish my pen. So what do you think? It's very freeform, if that's what you call it. Sorry, I'm not really the right person to ask for feedback. It's okay. Yeah, that's kind of the style. Yeah, that kind of style has gotten pretty popular nowadays. Getting too comfortable again. That is, a lot of poems have been putting emphasis on the timing between words and lines. When performed out loud, it can be really powerful. What was the inspiration behind this one? Well, I'm not sure how to put it. I guess you could say that I had some kind of epiphany recently. It's been influencing my poems a bit. An epiphany? Yeah, something like that. I'm kind of nervous to talk about deep stuff like that, but it's kind of coming on strongly. Maybe after everyone is better friends with each other. Anyway, here's Monica's writing tip of the day. Sometimes when you're writing a poem or a story, your brain gets too fixated on a specific point. If you try so hard to make it perfect, then you'll never make any progress. Just force yourself to get something down on paper and tidy it up later. Another way to think about it is this. If you keep your pen in the same spot for too long, you just get a big dark puddle of ink. So just move your hand and go with the flow. That's my advice for today. Thanks for listening. Who should I show my poem to next? We'll go Natsuki. Well, it's about what I expected from someone like you. That's a little blunt. Well, excuse me, it's not like I said it was bad. It just didn't evoke any emotions. So basically, it's not cute enough for your taste? Do you want to get smacked? I'll pass. Well, anyway, I guess I need to show you mine. Not that you'll like it. Eagles can fly, monkeys can climb, crickets can leap, horses can race. Yes, I can. Owls can seek, cheetahs can run, eagles can fly, people can try, but that's about it. This is still one of my favorite poems. Yeah, I told you weren't gonna like it. I like it. What? Just be honest. I am. Why are you so convinced that I wouldn't like it? Well, because everyone in high school thinks that writing has to be all sophisticated and stuff, so people don't even take my writing seriously. But isn't the point of poems for people to express themselves? Your writing style shouldn't make your message any less valid. Yes, exactly. I like it when it's easy to read, but it hits you hard. Like in this poem, seeing everyone around you do great things can be really disheartening, so I decided to write about it. Yeah, I understand. But the interesting thing about simple writing is that it puts more weight on the wordplay. Like, I set up for a rhyme scheme at the end, but then it made it fall flat on purpose. It helps bring out the feeling in the last line. So you did. I guess more went into it than I realized. That's what it means to be a pro. I'm glad you learned something. Didn't expect that from the youngest one here, did ya? Yeah, I guess not. I decided to humor her with that last comment. I don't really care how old everyone is, but if Natsuki's feeling proud, then I won't take that away from her. Alright. Yuri, you're up. As Yuri reads the poem, I notice her eyes lighten. Exceptional. Huh? What was that? Did I say that out loud? Yuri covers her mouth, but then ends up covering her whole face. He's gonna hate me. You really didn't do anything wrong, Yuri. That's... I guess you're right. What am I getting so nervous for? Yuri takes a breath. So, what kind of writing experience do you have? Your use of imagery and metaphors indicates you've written a lot of poetry before. Really? Wow, that's a huge compliment coming from you. This is actually my first time, really. Huh? Yuri stares at me blankly, but then looks at my poem again. Well, I know that. I just meant, Yuri trails off, unable to find an excuse. She traces her finger along the words in the poem, as if breaking it down more thoroughly. Yeah, okay. This is the reason I was able to tell. Just that there are specific writing habits that are usually typical of new writers. And having been through that myself, I've kind of learned to pick up on them. I think the most noticeable thing I recognize in new writers is that they try to make their style very deliberate. In other words, they tend to pick a writing style separate from the topic that matters, and they form-fit the two together. In the end result is that both the style and the expressiveness are weakened. Once Yuri finds her train of thought, it's as if her demeanor totally changes. Her stammering is completely gone, and she sounds like an expert. I don't. Of course, that's not something you can be blamed for. There's so many different skills and techniques that go into writing a single poem. Not just finding them and building them, but getting them to work together is probably the most challenging part. It might take some time, but it all comes with practice, and learning by example, and trying new things. I also hope that everyone else in the club gives you valuable feedback. Natsuki can be a little bit biased, though. Biased? How? Well, never mind. I shouldn't be talking about people like that. Sorry. It's fine. I'm not sure if Yuri's apologizing to herself, to me, or to Natsuki. Do you mind if I read your poem now? Please do. I love to share my thoughts with the process behind it. About the process behind it, whatever it said. Yuri smiles dreamily, as if that's a rare opportunity for her, which itself is kind of funny. After all, isn't this supposed to be a literature club? Ghost under the light. The tendrils of my hair illuminate beneath the amber glow. Bathing. It must be this one, the last remaining streetlight to have withstood the test of time. The last yet to be replaced by the sickening blue-green hue of the future. I bathe. Calm. Breathing air of the present, but living in the past. The light flickers. I flicker back. I like this one too. Yeah, I'm sorry I have such terrible handwriting. What? I wasn't thinking that at all. But it took you a long time to read. Well, I just don't read script very often. I actually think your handwriting is pretty. Yeah, that's a relief. Also, I like the poem. Even though it's short, it's really descriptive. It wasn't too short. It wasn't too short? I usually write longer poems. Not at all. I'm really glad you like it. I'll be honest, since it's our first time sharing, I wanted to write something a little more mild. Something easy to digest, I suppose. Are you in the ghost, Yuri? Huh? Actually, the story isn't about ghosts at all, Horse. Really? I must have totally missed the point. Well, I suppose you did only glance over it after all. But remember that poets often express their own thoughts, feelings, and experiences in their work. They usually do more than tell a simple story or paint a picture. In this case, perhaps the subject of the poem is only being symbolically compared to a ghost. Lingering in her last remaining place of comfort, unable to let go of the past, and soon to be left with nothing. That's a lot more solemn, putting it that way. I haven't even thought of that. That's impressive. Yeah, it's nothing, really. Yours was impressive too, so... Nah, if anything, I could probably learn a thing or two from you. You think so? Yeah, of course. You know, I was very nervous about doing all this, but in the end, I enjoyed it. I'm gonna keep doing my best for you, Horse. Me too. Phew, I guess that's everyone. I glanced around the room. That was a little more stressful than I anticipated. That was a little more stressful than I anticipated. It's as if it's everyone... music? No, music, come back. You got it, put yourself back. It's as if everyone is judging me for my mediocre writing abilities. Even if they're just being nice, there's no way my poems can stand up to theirs. This is a literature club after all. I sigh. I guess that's what I ended up getting myself into. Across the room, Monika is writing something in her notebook. My eyes land on Yuri and Natsuki. God, I'm still jumpy. They gingerly exchange sheets of paper and sharing their respective poems. As they read in tandem, I watch each of their expressions change. Natsuki's eyebrows furrow in frustration. Meanwhile, Yuri smiles sadly. What's with this language? Yeah? Did you say something? Oh, it's nothing. Natsuki dismissively returns the paper to the desk with one hand. I guess you could say it's fancy. Thanks. Yours is cute. Cute? Did you completely miss the symbolism or something? It's clearly about the feeling of giving up. How can that be cute? I know that. I just meant the language, I guess. I was trying to say something nice. You mean you really have to try that hard to come up with something nice? Thanks, but it really didn't come out nice at all. Well, I do have a couple of suggestions. If I was looking for suggestions, I would have asked someone who actually liked it. Which people did, by the way. Monika liked it, and Horse did too. So based on that, I'll gladly give you some suggestions of my own. First of all, excuse me, I appreciate the offer, but I spent a long time establishing my writing style. I don't expect it to change anytime soon, unless of course I come across something particularly inspiring. Which I haven't yet. And Horse liked my poem too, you know. He even told me he was impressed by it. Natsuki suddenly stands up. Oh? I didn't realize you were so invested in trying to impress our new member, Yuri. That's not what you're just... Yuri stands up as well. Maybe you're just jealous that Horse appreciates my advice more than he appreciated yours. Huh? And how do you know he didn't appreciate my advice more? Are you that full of yourself? No. If I was full of myself, I wouldn't deliberately go out of my way to make everything I do overly cutesy. Well, you know what? I wasn't the one whose boobs magically grew a size bigger as soon as Horse started showing up. I needed that. Natsuki! Natsuki, that's a little... This doesn't involve you. Taking out your own insecurities on others like that? You really act as long as you... Look, next. Nope, stop. Me? Look who's talking, you... Me? Look who's talking, you wanna be edgy bitch. Edgy? Sorry that my lifestyle isn't too much for someone your mental age to comprehend. See? Just say something that proves my point. Most people get over themselves after they graduate middle school, you know. If you want to prove anything, then stop harassing others with your sickening attitude. If you think you can counterbalance your toxic personality by just dressing and acting cute, the only thing cute about you is how hard you try. Whoa, be careful, you might cut yourself on that edge, Yuri. Oh, my bad. You already do, don't you? Did you just accuse me of cutting myself? What the fuck is wrong with your head? Yeah, go on. Let Horse hear everything you really think. I'm hurt. I'm sure he'll be head over heels for you after this. Suddenly Yuri turns toward me, as if she just noticed I was standing here. Horse? She's just trying to make me look bad. That's not true. She started it. Oh my god. No, it's the same as Yuri. Yuri, Natsuki, Yuri. No. Oh, hi, Monica. Hi, Monica. Thanks. Hey, Horse. Why don't we step outside for a little bit, okay? um, Sorry about that. They really shouldn't have tried to get you involved. It's probably better for us to stay out of this. We'll go back inside once they're done yelling. Some president I am, right? I can't even confront my own club members properly. I just wish I was able to be a little bit more assertive sometimes. But I never have it in me to put my foot down against others. You understand, right? Anyway, if this makes you want to spend less time with the others, then that's fine. I'd be happy to spend time with you instead. Suddenly, Natsuki runs out of the classroom. Oh. She quickly runs away. Oh dear. Well, it looks like they're done. I didn't mean it. I didn't mean it. I didn't mean it. Yuri's rocking back and forth on her desk with her palms on her forehead. Yuri? I didn't mean it. I believe you. I have no idea what Yuri might have said to Natsuki, or did. Horse, please don't hate me. Please. I'm not like this. There's something wrong with me today. It's fine, Yuri. We know you didn't mean it. Besides, I'm sure Natsuki will forget all about it by tomorrow. Completely. That's a little concerning. Anyway, the meeting is over. You can go home now if you want. Yuri looks at me like she wants to say something, but she keeps glancing at Monica. You can go first, Monica. I'd like to stay a little bit longer. I'm the president, so I should be the last one out. I'll wait for you to be done. Well, I'm vice president, so please let me take that responsibility today. Kinda sounds like you don't want me around for something, Yuri. It's not that. It's not that. I didn't get much of a chance to discuss my book with Horse. It would be embarrassing with you listening. I guess I don't really have a choice, do I? I'm sorry for causing trouble. Oh my god. I didn't get to read any. Was there text there? I didn't get to read it. Okay, well that's gonna do it for today. I need like I need a hug. God. Get me out of this game. God. Anything new? Some new pictures. Cool. What are the new pictures? New poem? The second part of Hole in Wall, whatever it was called. Any new stuff? We got this. I knew Doki Doki would give me something. A concept sketch of the complete cast drawn by Kagafumi. Wow, Yuri's looking so small compared to... Even Natsuki looks kind of small. Suri looks about the same, Natsuki looks about the same. Alright, anything else? No? Okay. I need to check files. Can you hear me? Oh, yep, we got something new. This little devil inside of all of us, beneath their manufactured perception, their artificial reality is a writhing, twisted mess of dread, loathing, judgment, elitism, self-doubt, all thrashing to escape the feeble hold of their host, seeping through every little crevice they can find into their willpower, starving them of all motivation and desire, into their stomach, forcing them to drown their guilt in comfort food, or into a newly opened gash in their skin, hidden only by the sleeves of a cute new shirt. Such a deplorable tangled mess is already present in every single one of them. That's why I choose not to blame myself for their actions. All I did was untie a knot. Huh. Same as before? Yep. This all looks the same. Anything new here? Yeah, it looks the same. This looks like it's Monica talking about deleting Sayori. How the character file is looking. Same as before. I don't think there's anything different here. Yeah, all my save it got rid of all my saves. Do I have any new side stories? No. Okay, so yeah, next time I'll do the two trust side stories, and then I'll probably finish the main game and then work on getting the other side stories and unlocking everything. So yeah, thanks for watching. I'm gonna go have a you know, a thing, and bye.